I'm really going to sit here and react to a video from Ludwig that was made almost 2 years ago. Yes, I am.
I made a video 3 years ago about how to be a streamer, and it covered a lot of the bases that you will need, and a lot of the stuff here is going to be repetitive information. But I also have something different this time. This time, it's not just me who's going to be telling you how to be a streamer. I've gone ahead and I've asked 100 of my friends, 100 fellow streamers, on advice for somebody who's up and coming or trying to become a streamer.
Okay.
So I have more info for you this time. It's not just me. I literally went out and asked 100 streamers for advice.
Okay, look, this is the reason I've decided that I was going to react to this, which I was on the fence about. It is old. It was made January 2024. So the thing about it is that with streaming and content creating, trends change, what becomes the new normal changes, but the fundamentals, they generally stay the same. So the advice he's going to give in this video, maybe some of it applies, maybe a lot of it applies, maybe the majority of it applies, but the foundation stays the same. With time changing and everything like that, there's going to be a few nuances, a few things that you shouldn't be doing now because it's not the most effective, but generally, take it with a pinch of salt. It is an older video, so bear that in mind, please.
I put it all into a PowerPoint presentation, which I'm calling My Ultimate Guide to Streaming 2024.
Let's put a six. Let's put 2026 there because it's almost 2026.
Edition. Let's get into it, class.
Top,
all you will need is a pen and paper and a
SEO
positive attitude.
advice.
Step 1 on becoming a streamer. Stop watching this video if you have not yet gone live. I'm being serious. Go live, you lazy fucker. If you have never even attempted to stream before and you are watching this video on how to be a streamer, you're not serious about it.
God, people get so wrapped up in everything other than actually pressing that go live button, pressing that record button like this right here. Just press this or press this. You just need to do it, and you learn through experience.
And this is a problem that's not exclusive to streaming. This is a problem that happens in every single hobby you want to pursue. Do you want to be a runner? Oh, I'm going to look up a bunch of videos on how I should run and how I should train running before I do it. Oh, you want to start working out? I'm going to look up a bunch of videos on how to work out before I start working out. Just do the damn thing. Just do it. Because that is the hardest step, is just doing it.
And one thing, I'm just going to throw this in here, because I've experienced it too, being an overthinker, being someone that always wants permission, validation to do things, and constantly wanting that, but I am improving on that. AI has made that so much worse. When you lean on ChatGPT, Copilot, make sure you do not lean heavily into it. Act first. Do the things you want to do first, and then get feedback, and then you can start working backwards. You're not really even working backwards. You're really working forwards because you're actually taking steps to improve on the things you're already doing.
Make a million excuses and you'll put 100 barriers between you and doing the thing. I don't have the right technology. My equipment's not good enough. I don't have anyone who'd watch me right now. I don't even know what I'd stream. Just fucking do it. If you're not even gonna try one single stream, then you are not serious about this. And I'm gonna prove to you that you're not serious because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named Jinxie. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of 2. 639 hours streamed to an average viewership of 2. 3.5 hours live with a peak viewership of 1. That's Jinxie, man. So if
I don't know what my stats were. I don't know if would it be 600 hours stream? That's the only thing I don't know. But for 2 years, I struggled with viewership, and for a year, pretty much an entire year, I was streaming to pretty much one person, 2 people, just as Jinxie was here. And it requires a lot of grit. And it's a great stat to have looking back to say that in the face of low viewership, low results, really, you're still pushing through.
If you're not willing to be Jinxie, I don't think you're serious about being a streamer. Be Jinxie, go live, come back to this video after you've learned just a little bit. If you've already gone live, congratulations.
This is a nice tutorial video, man.
Continue watching this video. Now, the second question you might be asking, Ludwig, why
we got a penis joint over there?
I listen to you? Why me? There's a lot of information out there, a lot of people whose entire channels are devoted to how to be a streamer. Why me? Well, I've had some success along the way. I am the second most subscribed to.
I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna skip past this part. I don't know how long this part goes on for, but we don't need. Well, I personally don't need to understand why I would listen to you. The accolades are there. You're an amazing streamer, amazing personality. You know how to public speak quite well. So I don't really need this. It's probably for people that would say that. Why would I listen to you, sort of thing. But for me, the pieces, what do you call it? The something's in the pudding, or whatever you want to call it. I don't say the pieces in the pudding, but hell no.
How to stream.
We know Ludwig's a good streamer, man. He's amazing content creator.
all the questions that I would want to know if I just started streaming, and I asked the biggest streamers you could possibly think of. And this is true. I did ask 100 streamers. That's going to be the title of this YouTube video. I did ask 100 streamers. Disclaimer, 100 people didn't answer me. Okay, I did ask 100 people. It just turns out that
ignored
only
you.
30% of them actually answered.
What?
Not a horrible percentage, by the way. If you're in the MLB and you're batting 30%, that's not bad. That's pretty good, you know? So a lot of dono walls there, a lot of egos hurt along the way.
No, that's
But I
crazy.
did ask for you guys. I mean, these are the names of the people who replied to me. And if you just took a quick look there,
No, that's
big
crazy.
fucking streamers here. And let's start with
Ludwig,
the very
for
basic
people
question.
take-
What are the perks of being a streamer?
Why?
Now, this one might seem simple. You guys could probably list a few off the top. And the biggest one that most people will think of is money.
Money,
That
of
is the
course.
biggest perk that most people would think of. Is when you think of a streamer, you think of money.
People instantly saw the right thing. I'll be honest. I saw the control and I thought, yeah, I like to game on stream.
Yep, everyone's spamming it in chat right now. That's true. I'm going to reveal something here that I think I'm illegally allowed to reveal because I'm no longer a Twitch exclusive
said
streamer. I wasn't
illegally.
able to reveal this last
He
time.
means
Here's how
legally.
much money I made my last year on Twitch. Again, this is not a flex. I'm just trying to show you. This is why people like
100
to start streaming because they think of the money
200,000,
aspect. There it is.
300,000.
That was my last year on Twitch.
2.5
2021,
million.
I made $2.5 million. Now, bear in mind that money does include the subathon. So, kind of does inflate it a little bit. Yeah, that's a big chunk of it. That's a big
Oh
chunk
my-
of it. I would
in a
argue
year
half
is
of it.
ridiculous.
But it's a lot of money. People, you know, they like the idea of streaming because the amount of money you can make.
Man.
You also have a pretty cool job. You get to game for a living. I mean, that is the core of what streaming is. It is gaming. Literally, for my job, last week, I got to play Stick RPG and gamble in a fake cartoon universe where I was trying to sell cocaine to Girl
that's cool.
Scouts who robbed me. That's what I did for my job. That's what I did. It was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun doing it. That's what I got to do. You also get to be like a D-list, F-list celebrity. You're not famous. Don't fucking delude yourself if you're a streamer. But if you walk into a GameStop and you're a big streamer, holy shit, they're gonna recognize you. Macy's, Banana Republic, not so much. But Best Buy, you know, those are our places.
Yeah,
That's
unless
where the
you're
people
Speed,
know
Mr.
us.
Beast,
And
Kai.
you get to even meet some cool people. A lot of people that I liked watching, I got to meet. I got to hang out with. And now I also get to work with.
That'll be one
These
thing I
are
would
the
like.
cool things about streaming. But everybody knows.
So many
this.
people I
Everybody
watched
knows all
growing
the
up.
cool shit that comes with streaming. People don't think about some of the negatives. So I'm going to bring up a couple here. One, being a micro celebrity isn't always great. Because sometimes you have haters. And I brought an example
Tell
of
me
a
about it.
hater here for you today. My biggest hater that I've had for about 3 years now. A guy who will DM me almost every week some mean shit. March 7th, 2022. Ain't no way your ass drive a Vespa. I got COVID a few days ago. It's because of your stupid Vespa. Stop driving the Vespa. Still at it. Just got Dolly. LMFAO. Okay, this picture does make me laugh. It does make me laugh, but still, what is that about?
Why is
What
that
is that?
Vespa
I'm just
just on
minding my
fire?
own business. It's 1:10 a.m. Holy shit, you did it. I'm so proud. Sometimes it does come full circle. Doesn't mean the hating stops. God, I hope I find your name on Epstein's Island. Okay, you get the idea.
Just one of his ears. But at least it's satire. This is actually, he's joking around. Bro, that you will find the biggest scumbags and the most vile and negative people when you stream, especially on TikTok. TikTok for me was the worst I've streamed on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. Twitch it was filled with bots, and I was only streaming to like 3, 2, 1 person, 0 people. And it was like 80% bots, what felt like. YouTube, majority, 90% of my YouTube chat, or even 95% of the time is positive. You just have a few people up there saying, oh, you're black, watermelon, chicken, or people confusing me for some Arab or Asian or whatever. And then you have, that's it. YouTube, because I feel like YouTube, I just love YouTube because it feels like the portfolio and the variety of content you can make on there. It feels like a community platform. Twitch is very much a streamer personality platform because you can't really post videos on there. You just stream. And that's what the purpose of the platform is. YouTube is like it's a content platform. You can stream, post long form content, post shorts, do community posts, community space. All of those things is what made me love being a YouTuber. I kind of did confuse it a little bit with being a streamer and YouTuber. But at the end of the day, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. Like for 10 years, I've wanted to do it. And TikTok is definitely the most toxic platform of the three. Guys, be wary if you're just someone watching this and you come across this and you wanted to just bits here and there, just be ready to have, and I'm gonna go full screen for this. Just be ready to have people try to invade your privacy, try to call you out your name, try to judge you based off how you look, how you speak, how you play, how you watch, how you do everything. They'll find a way just to say something negative. A lot of the time, it's just people that want to stir up a reaction from you. They don't generally feel any hate towards you. They just want to troll you and get something out of you. So if you give them a reaction, they'll be like, ha ha ha. Because I've been that kind of person before, so I know what it's like to, I just want to say something funny or cheeky or maybe tease the person to get them to express themselves angrily or just spark some sort of emotional extreme reaction from them. But then you have people on the other side, and I've kind of have just taken over this reaction, sorry. But you have people on the other side who are genuinely just negative people that will try to torment you, try to make you feel bad, try to make you quit, try to make you feel crap about yourself. So please protect your energy. Realize that you have a reason you're making content for, whether it's to make people feel like they have a safe space with you, whether you're here to entertain people, whether you're just here to feel good about yourself because you're just playing and having a good time on your stream. Make sure that you remember that. Always bring it back to that moment. Always stay calm and try your best not to focus on negative comments too much, because it will take up the majority of what you're thinking about, because we like to look at what's bad as opposed to what's good all the time. So yeah, please protect your energy, protect your health and your mental health, what I mean is to say, because it can really be bad if you're not really ready for that kind of stuff. But Ludwig is putting it on a satire. I just gave a serious warning. Just be careful.
Obviously, this is more of a funny hater, but there are very real haters. There are very real consequences to even being a micro celebrity, and there are a lot of people whose lives are worse because of the attention they get, and they don't really like it. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, big streamers tend to work a lot, right? These are my 30 surveyed streamers. I asked them how often they work in a week. And the blue is 0 to 20 hours. You might notice there is no blue. In fact, an equal amount of people work 20 to 39 hours a week, as do 80 plus hours.
I've never really thought about it like this, honestly. In my whole time of content creating on YouTube, being a YouTuber, I've never really thought about it in terms of hours a week, and I really should, because in my full-time job, you know what the hours are. Mine is 37.5 I get paid for every week. I should really start looking at it in terms of stream time, video time, editing time, and I guess those are the only 3 times, right? So those time, you know what, for the next week, hopefully, I'll try to see how I can actually gauge that. So I'm going to time my editing sessions, see how long it takes me to record and how long my streams are in a week, see how much time I actually invest, and based off that, actually gives me a good gauge of
and I don't think they're bullshitting when they're putting these replies in, because you can literally track the hours of some of these streamers. There are people
I like how he's got
who are average
on the bottom
live
left,
10 hours a day for the entire year, 365
whiteboard
days.
rubber and whiteboard pens.
It's easy enough to go, work, Lamau, this isn't even a real job, whatever, that's fine. The reality is, though, if you were to do that, it would drain you, and you would basically lose everything. It's easy enough to go, work, Lamau, 10 hours a day for the entire year, 365 days a year. It's easy enough to go work live 10 hours, track the hours of some of these streamers. There are people who are average live 10 hours a day for the entire year, 365 days.
Oh my God.
It's easy enough to go, work, Lamau, this isn't even a real job, whatever, that's fine. The reality is, though, if you were to do that, it would drain you, and you would basically lose everything else in your life along the way. And I have seen streamers do this. They lose everything else on the way because all they do is stream. It is their life. They're not gaining new life experiences. They're just sharing all their life experiences online. And as opposed to a job where you are told how often you are supposed to come in by somebody, you make your own hours. And the more hours you work, the more money you make. But you only make money while you're live. So might as well be live as often as you can. Still, those negatives, aren't that
Being
bad.
a YouTuber is
like
way
all
different.
things considered, this is still better than
can get
working
paid
at a
after.
call center, Ludwig. It's really not that bad. So why doesn't everybody stream? You make a lot of money, play video game, hang out with Germa985?
A lot of other content creators too. Let me give my take on it, just a brief one. Why doesn't everyone stream? Firstly, it is something that is you're kind of publicizing your life, and it does get into an invasion of privacy, your own privacy. Everyone sees you and everyone can criticize you and critique you, what you do, etc. So all eyes are on you. Secondly, it can be difficult to grow at the start. You might do a few streams and not see any growth. Just one person popping in who's just your friend or your dad or your cousin or whatever makes you want to quit. And anything else at the moment, I'm not really too sure. I guess just kind of fear of embarrassment and looking corny online as well.
But yes, me. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Well, let's do a little experiment. I want you to think of a streamer. In fact, type one in chat. Think of a streamer. It can be anyone in the world. Think of a streamer.
Okay,
There's a bunch of huge streamers that you guys are listening right now. Maybe you thought of one of these names. Sorry, Ninja, for using this picture. Go Lions. These are the streamers you think of. But I think that's a bit of a mistake. Because if all you are thinking about when you think of the title of streamer is the people who have not only made it, but made it to such a high degree that they are the top of the top of the top 1,111%, then you're not really envisioning what your life will be like if you try streaming.
Yeah, true.
So I'm going to show you someone. I'm going to show you this guy right here. Does anyone recognize this streamer?
No.
I don't see a single person in chat who's instantly recognizing the streamer.
No.
I did some research yesterday. I wanted to look up the 10,000th biggest streamer in the world. So that's what I did. And right now you're looking at Mr. 10,000, Omni Kevka. If you go to Twitch Tracker and you go to the very last page possible, technically it's number 9,995, but...
And I just want to throw a quick take on this as well. I'm not going to finish this reaction. Link will be in the description for this video. If you guys want me to finish it, let me know. When you look at this, it's such a good insight that Ludwig gives, is because when you think about it, you don't always think, okay, who is the lowest, who's in the top 10,000 like he did? Who's the 10,000th creator in the leaderboards? You always think about who's the top 1%, who's the top 10, how do I get to there? How do I meet their numbers and excel and be bigger than that? But what happens in the process is that if you don't meet those numbers you're trying to get from those top 10 people, it starts to take away your joy from the results you're getting at the moment. You start to compare yourself constantly, looking at their lives, looking at the people that are on the come up and who eventually get into that top 10 and start thinking, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? And it's a very negative space to be in. And when you always think about people who are doing better than you, you never appreciate what you have. You never look at it's like when you're in a dinner, it's like a massive dinner and you're always looking at the people that have a bigger plate than you, that have a lot more food on there. You'll look at your own plate and say, oh, I wish wish I had this. I wish, why not me, etc., etc. But when you start to focus, and it's something in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet Muhammad, he teaches is that when you find yourself looking at people who have more than you, start looking at people who have less than you. Because what it does for you as well is it brings you back to a balance of not constantly looking at people who have more than you so that you think that you're nothing. And then at the same time, not looking at people who have less than you and thinking you're better than everyone. When you find yourself on either end of the scale is tipping the balance, find that balance again. I find that when you're constantly looking at people who have more, look at people who have less. Coming back to the dinner example, when you find yourself, oh, this guy has so much more food than me, look at the other people who have less food than you. You'll start looking at your own plate and think, oh, wait, maybe it's not as bad as I made it out to be, because everything is a perspective. It's all about, oh, I'm looking at the A-list celebrities and thinking, oh, I'm not like them. Start looking at people who never really made it into that top 10,000. You'll start being grateful that you're even in that list. So, yeah, it's very important. Like Ludwig, I really love this point Ludwig brings home. It is so essential as a creator to think this way. So As a human, think this way, guys. Really.
I rounded up. You will find Mr. 10,000, a guy who averages 268 viewers, who streams
That's
really
a lot of
intense gaming sessions that can last 24 hours of playing games like Ark and more recently Power World. And let's just go through
24
hours here. Mr. 10,000 averages 262 viewers,
a lot.
Streams an average of 7.5 hours every single day for the course of 2023.
I find that a lot because I only average 1 to 2 views.
Here's him explaining what he does in his own words.
I've got my own style. You know what I mean? I'm a fat dude with long hair. Gotten fatter as I streamed. But I'm grinding. The way that I stream is by gaming hard. Multiple 24-hour streams in the last couple of days. Casually, all the time. One, I'm a video gamer that streams. There's a lot of streamers that play video games.
Night,
you know what I mean? But I wanted my story to be... I play hardcore.
Now this dude's fucking dope. And I got to...
Okay, I like his explanation, but me personally, 24-hour gaming streams, oh my god, no.
Hang out in his stream for a couple hours yesterday. He has a great community, and yes, he does game hardcore. And he's been gaming hardcore for a long time. This guy's been streaming longer than Twitch Tracker tracks stats. Longer than I have been streaming myself. Wow. It is what you should be thinking of when you think of being a streamer, because OmniKevka is a very successful streamer. He is in the top 0.08% of streamers in the world. And last month, 7.3 million people went live. He was more successful than 7.29 million people. So don't delude yourself into thinking streaming is being Kai, streaming is being Valkyrie, streaming is being Ninja. Streaming is being OmniKevka. And it is possible to be the biggest, but for the most part, people like OmniKevka are what makes up the streaming world.
True.
And they don't get the same attention and critical acclaim that the big people who get the millions of dollars do. Because all the eyes go to those people, but the reality is if you were to start streaming, your life would be a lot more similar to a streamer like OmniKevka, who's grinding. True. And in his own words said he was in the mines of Twitch. And he still gets to play video games for a living, and it still gets to pay his bills, and he still gets to hang out with cool people in his chat. But
nice, literally. And to bring the point about Kai is because I've actually watched Kai Cenat since 2020. Is it 2022? I think. Yeah, 2022. I started watching him. It was literally just at the point where he had come off that 30-day ban for calling someone in his chat a monkey, and then right after that he moved into the AMP house with the boys. Kai literally had a journey of gradual growth, and I saw the growth, and literally as I was seeing it, I realized, yeah, this guy is going to be one of those people that grow, just because of he was doing the things that are entertaining and the things that you would stop what you're doing to watch, and the things that you'd like to watch while you're eating or while you're bored, etc. Just trying to find a balance of how do I be a creator who people would want to stop to watch this, or people would want to watch this while they're eating food, while they're on their break, while they're bored, while they're traveling, and just generally with their friends, for example, or just in their own time. How do I make content that resonates to people that would want to just watch it in that manner? That's the kind of questions you should be asking yourself, which I only recently had asked myself, and I guess that's a point as well. You don't need to know these questions before you start. Guys, I've been doing this for over 2 years, and only recently I'm asking myself these right questions. But if I didn't start, I would be nowhere right now. I probably wouldn't even have started if I didn't start back then, because you have to get in there and learn as you grow. You learn as you grow. You don't learn and then grow. You grow as you learn. Is that right? No. Let me rephrase that. You don't grow and then start. You start and then grow. That's a lot better.
But don't delude yourself. Don't think that starting the go live button means you will end up being Valkyrie, means you will end up being Kai. Because that's not what streaming is. It is a grind.
I learned that the hard way.
It is a grind. Now, before we start the actual
you don't start off as that
on how to be a streamer, we're going to do a task. And I did this last time. We're going to do it again because this is one of the few kind of hippie things that I believe in.
I think this is a perfect place to stop it because I just don't want my reactions to be over 30 minutes. People are not going to just want to invest in my reactions if they don't already know who I am. So I think it's best to just keep it here. If you guys want to see the rest of this video, I'll put a link in the description to react if you guys want to watch it in your own time. If you want me to finish this, do let me know. Shout out to Ludwig. Amazing video from an amazing content creator. It's worth listening to what he has to say.